Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that Earth's gravity had suddenly doubled. In just 1 second, our entire world would begin changing forever. Every object around you would instantly become twice as heavy. Buildings, vehicles, trees, and even your own body would feel dramatically different. Simple tasks would become exhausting almost immediately. Carrying groceries or climbing stairs could suddenly feel like lifting massive weights. Bridges designed for normal gravity would suddenly carry twice the weight, pushing many structures dangerously close to their engineering limits. Most airplanes would struggle to become airborne because every kilogram suddenly feels like two, demanding far more lift than their wings can generate. Many birds could no longer stay in the air, turning graceful flight into an exhausting fight against overwhelming gravity. Ships would suddenly ride much lower in the water, making heavy cargo and dangerous storms even greater threats than before. Even the strongest skyscrapers would immediately experience forces they were never originally designed to withstand safely. Large animals would burn enormous amounts of energy, simply trying to stand, walk, or search for food. Water would push against dams with far greater force, testing some of humanity's largest engineering achievements. Launching into space would become dramatically harder because rockets must fight twice the gravitational pull from Earth. Mountain regions could become far more dangerous as unstable slopes collapsed under the increased gravitational force. Some of Earth's tallest trees might collapse because their own weight suddenly became far too great. Even underwater life would experience a dramatically different environment as stronger gravity changed the oceans themselves. And this would only be the beginning, because every system on Earth would slowly begin changing forever. Railways, bridges, and heavy infrastructure would suddenly operate under forces they were never engineered to survive for long. Many satellites would gradually lose altitude, making global communication and navigation far more difficult than today. Even waterfalls would become far more violent as water accelerated faster under the stronger pull of gravity. Volcanoes would still erupt, but flowing lava could behave very differently under Earth's stronger gravity. Even renewable energy systems would require major redesigns to survive under Earth's powerful new gravity. Glaciers could begin flowing faster as their immense weight increased beyond anything seen on modern Earth. Some of the tallest forests on Earth simply could not support their own enormous weight anymore. Earth's atmosphere would slowly settle into a completely different balance, changing weather patterns around the entire globe. And this was only the first day. Earth's transformation had only just begun, with far greater changes still ahead. Global shipping would slow dramatically because heavy cargo suddenly became far more difficult to lift, transport, and unload safely. Road transport would consume much more fuel as engines struggled against Earth's powerful new gravitational pull. Every kilometer, rivers would reshape landscapes faster as stronger gravity accelerated erosion across valleys, cliffs, and mountain slopes. The atmosphere would become more compressed, making mountain peaks and high-altitude flight far more challenging than today. Reaching the world's highest mountains would become dramatically harder because every step demanded much more energy than before. Even ancient forests would slowly transform as heavier trees reshaped entire river systems through constant collapse. Long-distance migration could become nearly impossible for many birds, as every wing beat required much greater effort. Only a few weeks had passed, yet Earth was already becoming a completely different world than before. The oceans themselves would begin changing, disrupting currents that help regulate Earth's climate across the entire planet. Even the deepest parts of the oceans would experience powerful geological changes as gravity reshaped the seafloor. Steep cliffs around the world would become increasingly unstable, triggering massive landslides far more often than today. Changing oceans and atmosphere could completely reshape the storms that control weather around the globe. Waterfalls would unleash far more energy, as stronger gravity pulled billions of liters downward every single second. Future buildings would need completely different designs to withstand Earth's much stronger gravitational forces every day. Even tiny flying insects would struggle as gravity transformed the skies into a much more demanding environment. Only 1 month had passed, yet Earth was already evolving into a world unlike anything humanity had ever known. Many iconic bridges would require complete reconstruction because decades of stress would now arrive within only a few short years. Heavy industries would consume far more energy because every machine now battled twice the gravitational force on Earth. Massive glaciers would fracture more often as their incredible weight pushed ancient ice beyond its natural limits. Even hidden underground landscapes would slowly collapse as gravity placed relentless pressure on every layer of rock. Volcanic eruptions would appear different because heavier gravity would pull ash and molten rock back much more quickly. Ocean ecosystems would gradually adapt as stronger gravity altered currents, pressure, and the movement of marine life. Extreme rainfall would trigger far more destructive floods and landslides across many mountainous regions of the world. Only a few months had passed, yet Earth's transformation was accelerating faster than anyone could have imagined. Over many years, Earth's mountains would slowly shrink as stronger gravity accelerated erosion on an unprecedented global scale. Entire landscapes would evolve much faster as gravity relentlessly pulled rock, soil, and water downhill every single day. The immense weight of glaciers would make them flow faster, dramatically reshaping valleys across colder regions of Earth. New weather patterns could produce storms unlike anything humanity has ever experienced on the modern Earth. Over generations, surviving animals would gradually evolve stronger bodies, better suited to Earth's powerful new gravity. Forests would slowly transform as only the strongest and shortest trees could withstand the crushing force of gravity. Human civilization would require far more energy simply to keep transportation, industry, and daily life functioning under heavier gravity. After only a few decades, Earth would already look dramatically different from the beautiful planet we know today. Future cities would likely become shorter, stronger, and heavily reinforced to survive the relentless pressure of Earth's doubled gravity every day. Escaping Earth's gravity would become so difficult that entirely new launch technologies might become humanity's only practical option. Plants would gradually evolve into shorter, sturdier forms capable of supporting themselves beneath much stronger gravitational forces. Large flying animals could eventually disappear, leaving only species capable of surviving beneath Earth's heavier skies. Even the world's largest ships would require completely new designs to remain efficient under the planet's stronger gravity. Earth would still be recognizable, yet nearly every landscape and ecosystem would have been permanently transformed by stronger gravity. Despite all these dramatic changes, the Moon would continue orbiting Earth, witnessing an entirely transformed world below. After just a few generations, humanity would call this extraordinary high-gravity planet its new normal. Over thousands of years, gravity would quietly reshape Earth's surface until familiar landscapes became almost impossible to recognize anymore. Faster erosion would create spectacular new canyons, carving Earth's continents into completely different shapes over countless generations. Millions of years later, Earth would still be alive, but it would no longer resemble the remarkable world we know today. Life would continue evolving, producing extraordinary species perfectly adapted to Earth's permanently stronger gravity and changing environments. One invisible force would have completely rewritten the history of our planet, simply by becoming twice as strong. And this incredible journey proves that changing just one law of nature could transform Earth into an entirely different world. Future civilizations might build protected cities where advanced engineering shields people from the harsh realities of Earth's stronger gravity every day. Traditional rockets might become obsolete as humanity invents entirely new ways to escape Earth's immense gravitational pull. One invisible change would echo through every generation, permanently rewriting the future of life on our remarkable planet. Thankfully, Earth's gravity remains perfectly balanced, allowing life to flourish in ways we often take completely for granted. Among all the planets we know, Earth's balance of gravity remains one of the greatest reasons life exists at all. Sometimes the smallest invisible forces create the biggest differences between a lifeless planet and a thriving world full of life. Gravity would spend millions of years carving landscapes unlike anything ever seen on the Earth we know today. Even the tallest mountains would slowly surrender to gravity until only gentle landscapes remained across entire continents. Future scientists would study ancient Earth the same way we explore extinct worlds and vanished civilizations today. Humanity would adapt in remarkable ways, building entirely new civilizations designed specifically for a heavier and more demanding planet. Looking back, our modern world would seem almost impossible to imagine after countless ages beneath stronger gravity. One invisible force would have changed everything, proving how perfectly balanced our real planet truly is. Fortunately, this incredible journey remains only a scientific thought experiment, not the future awaiting our beautiful world. From the very first second to millions of years later, one invisible change completely rewrote the story of our planet. Seeing these two worlds together reminds us how perfectly balanced Earth's natural conditions truly are for supporting complex life. Every sunrise, every forest, and every ocean exists because countless natural forces remain in extraordinary balance together. Across the vast universe, worlds like ours may be incredibly rare, making Earth's delicate balance even more extraordinary than we realize. Sometimes the greatest scientific discoveries begin with one simple question that completely changes how we see our world. If this incredible journey amazed you, subscribe for more epic science adventures and tell us which impossible question we should explore next. Millions of years can completely transform a planet when one fundamental force quietly changes everything beneath our feet forever. From one ordinary morning to an entirely different planet, gravity alone could rewrite Earth's incredible history from beginning to end. Sometimes, the greatest changes begin with something completely invisible, yet their consequences can reshape an entire planet forever. Every ecosystem on Earth depends on an extraordinary balance that we rarely notice until we imagine losing it completely. Gravity works together with countless natural systems, creating the extraordinary conditions that allow life to flourish on our planet. Our ordinary planet is actually an astonishing combination of perfectly balanced forces working together every single moment. Looking beyond our solar system reminds us how incredibly special and fragile our tiny blue world truly is. Every new sunrise is possible because our planet continues spinning with the perfect balance needed to support life. One fascinating question carried us from today's Earth to an unimaginable future, shaped entirely by stronger gravity and time. If you enjoyed this journey through impossible science, subscribe for more incredible what-if adventures, and share the next question we should explore together.